Okay. Let me also click
Yeah,
live
I think
on
we're
this.
live.
Yay! Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We're gonna just make sure everything is going live on all the places. We are so excited.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. Okay, let me check on the Summit Facebook group. Yes. Okay. So we have 4 of our wonderful speakers here from the Summit, from our Raising a Resilient Child Summit. I am so excited to have, I've got Diana here, my co-host. We have Dr. Larry Cohen. We have Jamie Lynn Tatera, Arisha Smolarski, and Abigail Wald. So how are you guys? Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much for having us here. This is such a great opportunity.
Great to be here.
Yeah, wonderful. So we're going to have a good time. We have some questions. It's going to be pretty fun, pretty laid back. You guys are all going to get to know our speakers. Today is day 1, okay? It's towards the end of day 1. So please make sure that you have your ticket to the summit. You may be watching this on one of many platforms. You may be watching it on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever we are. So please, if you do not have a ticket yet, have a look. I'm going to put it in the comments soon whilst we get started. You can get a free ticket. All you need is your name and email, and you are in, and you get access to all of these beautiful people, their brain, their wisdom, their heart, and what they're sharing in their sessions, plus about 22 others. So 22 other expert sessions. So what we might do to begin is, let me pull up. We've got some sort of fun questions. Please also stay around right to the end. We're only on for about half an hour. Stay on to the end because we have a couple of exciting prizes to give away if you are watching, okay? So that is going to be fun. Please put your comments in as you are watching along. You can put your questions in if we have time, and we would love to read your question out live and like shoot it to one of our speakers. Let's put them on the spot. You guys don't mind, right?
Not at all.
Don't make them too hairy. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I think let's start off with our first question. All right, Diana, you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. So we want to put our speakers on the spot a little bit. So let's imagine you're in an elevator and you have 30 seconds to get from one floor to the next floor. And somebody walks in that's going to join you on this 30-second ride. And let's imagine it's a parent that wants to know about raising a resilient kid potentially. What is your 30-second background on the work that you do and the contribution you make to this group of parents?
All right, who's going to
go first?
Yeah, should we pick Dr. Larry Cohen? Do you want to go first?
Sure, why not? Okay, put me on the clock. I would say get on the floor, join with children right where they are. The 2 languages of childhood are play and emotions. And so we got to forget the logic, even though, of course, we're right, and forget the lectures and forget the control. Those are not the languages of children. The languages of children are play. So get on the floor and play with them. Play what they like to play. You're not playing because you like Barbie or trains or trucks. You're playing because you want to connect. And then the other language is emotion. Children experience life in raw emotions. And so when they're sad, oh, you're so sad, I'm here. When they're angry, oh, you're so angry, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. Time's up. Very nice. I like that. Okay, Jamie, you want to go next?
Sure, Jamie Lynn. So I would piggyback on playfulness and emotions. And I would add struggle. Model struggle. Model humanity. Let your kids know that just like them, you have a hard time too. And then model resilience.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Love that. Awesome. Thank you. Abigail?
Sure. I love what I'm hearing. And I would also say that it's, when I think of resilience, part of it is like a groundedness. And I think when we're trying to fit in to other ideas and other modalities and to we learn all these wonderful things, and then we are like, well, let me try to be that. That actually it's in that moment that you're losing your resilience often. You're losing your groundedness. And I would invite, you have such an incredible opportunity here to learn from all of these speakers over the next week, and to really soak it in and to allow it to filter through what you know about your family and your people. So if you hear something that doesn't feel right, it's not that you're wrong. It may not be right for you. And if you hear something that feels like it opens worlds for you, then dive in deeper. But trust yourself and what you know about your family.
Awesome. That's a great framework. Thank you. Arisha?
Hi. So I work with co-parents, so people who are no longer living in the same household. And so the key to making sure that your kid maintains this resiliency is through security. So one of the ways to do that is to make sure that you are not leaning on them for emotional support. Instead, you are prioritizing their needs, their emotions, allowing them to express how they want to express them, not to punish them or to judge them or try to fix it. And to know that, most of the behaviors that we see in a child, during transition times or even at your own home, is an expression of a need and an emotion that needs to be seen and expressed. And that instead of pointing fingers at the other parent or at blaming the child, just stay present with your child, be with them through it, and know that this is a process, and that together you can do that together. And resiliency really is about helping them move through the struggle. It isn't about, trying to just avoid it and fix it, as some of you others have already expressed. So those are some key things that I would add to the discussion.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Stephanie, do you want to go to the next question?
Okay, so this is, we're not starting off with the really difficult questions, as you can see. These are the fun ones. I am wondering, there are so many beautiful messages and almost, lessons that each of you share for us to learn as parents. And I wonder if we can sort of sort through all of the amazing things that you share, in your sessions, in your work, worldwide. Can you sort through them and each tell us what is one big message that you would love parents to really hear today from you? Just one big message, maybe something that you keep coming back to, or something that sums up, I don't know, your work. Just one, pick one, because I know we could talk about lots of things. What is your one big message for parents? Let's see if we can do that in under a minute each. Again, you're going to have to think, oh my gosh, I have to summarize it, synthesize it down. Okay, so last time we started with Larry. Who shall we? Am I going to pick? Abigail, can I put you on the spot?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what I would say is there's what happens to us, and then there's the story we tell to ourselves and our children about what's happening to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have an incredible opportunity every time. Everything is data. So no matter what's happening, good, bad, hard, it's all data. And if you can learn to stop fighting the data, but really hear it, then you can begin to tell a new story about it. So the truth can be where you take in the data, your family's values, your spouse, your ex, your child's values. And then you say, how can we all win here? If we're all need to get somewhere over here and we're all currently starting here, what's the story I need to tell for myself and for my children and my ex? You're not going to tell your ex's story, but as you relate to them, right? And this will get into Arisha's work, obviously, but what is that story and how can we tell it in a way that deeply respects every single person?
Wow. Brilliant. That's beautiful. Okay. Arisha, what about you? What's your one big message to parents?
So to co-parents, my big message is to self-reflect and to take on your own responsibility of how you might be inadvertently putting your kids in the middle, because putting your kids in the middle between, if it's conflict or who's right or wrong, or, pointing fingers or asking them to be a messenger, or, gathering information, all of that actually is one of the biggest causes for longer term trauma or struggle for your child. So instead of looking elsewhere, look towards yourself, and what might I be doing that may inadvertently be putting our child in the middle, and that way you can pluck them out of the middle. So that would be one key thing that I keep coming back to with all my clients. So I'll stop there for now. There's so many more, but
yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. That's a really, really key question. I love that. Okay, Dr. Larry Cohen, what's your one big message?
What came to my mind immediately with the question was this phrase that I hear from parents and adults: crying doesn't solve anything. And adults say this to children when they're crying. Parents say it to me when I'm talking about the value of letting out emotions. And my response is, if a child's crying over a broken toy car, the crying is not going to fix the car, but the crying is going to heal that broken heart. Mm-hmm. And so it's not true that crying doesn't solve anything. Crying is the release of the built up, backed up emotion. And when we don't let it out, it stays inside. And all of us as adults know what that's like. We all have tears that we didn't shed 20 or 40 or, in my case, 65 years ago, that are still in there, because if we don't let them out, they don't go away. They just fester inside. And so instead of crying won't solve anything, it's, oh, tell me all about it. I want to hear it. Are there more tears?
Yeah. Oh, that is beautiful. What a beautiful message. Okay, Jamie Lynn, you're up.
Oh, that is beautiful. I'm like soaking it in, and it goes along with mine, and now I can take out a stuffy. This is the Snuggles habit. I teach resilience habits to kids. It's like a foundational aspect of self-compassion. And that's my big message, is have compassion for yourself. Especially when we do a parenting summit, we're going to hear stuff. We're going to be like, oh, boo, I do that. Oh, boo, I never get on the floor. Oh, boo. Be kind to yourself. You are doing the best you can. And you might notice my Snuggles has a cape. Super Snuggles. Like, you can keep learning and growing. You're here. And so really, have compassion for yourself. And that's one of the best ways you can teach your child to have compassion for themselves too.
Oh, brilliant. Such a great message. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on. We're going fast.
Yeah, those are really powerful. I love that. I hope you guys are really soaking this in and enjoying this. So our next question is, what can parents do to build resilience with their kids in 3 words only? So maybe you want to pick like 3 defining words or a statement with 3 words, but take a moment to, the games are fun. Tell us all about what you think that the top concepts are with resilience.
Does anyone want to go? Is anyone ready? Because you might have to think. Put your hand up and go.
Yeah, Jamie seems like she's ready. You want to go ahead?
Sure. Again, and they're words I've already said, right? So model struggle, word 1, model that you struggle. Not, and again, contain it, by the way. Like, it's your struggle. Like, not like they have to support you, somebody mentioned, but it's you that you struggle. 2, model resilience. So what are the habits that you use when you struggle? And 3, hold it all with compassion.
Love that. Arisha, were you the next one that you had?
Sure. The 3 words that popped into my mind is presence, connection, and calm. So as parents, we need to be the co-regulators. Kids need our calm in order for them to find their calm. And when we connect with presence emotionally, physically, as well as mentally, then they can start to self-regulate themselves and learn how to do that and take those skills with them into their growth and into their adulthood.
Love that.
Guys, 3 words. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go. My 3 words are agency, collaboration, and I was so busy listening to everything, I forgot my 3rd one. But agency
Play?
is
Yeah.
agency is giving children a chance to be in charge of their own bodies, to be in charge during play. They can't be in charge of everything. We don't put them in charge of the family finances, but play and their own bodies are a great place for them to practice agency. And then collaboration, where we solve problems with an attitude of we, instead of you've got to do this or you did it wrong or I'm going to show you. All right, so I've just got 2.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Abigail?
I have so many. I'm going to go with co-creation benefits everyone, meaning that we often as parents think we know how something needs to look, and it creates a lot of strong feelings. Just like when kids get really cognitively fixated, it also creates a lot of really strong feelings. So letting go of what a solution needs to be, but still staying present in how you feel about it or the problems it seems to be bringing up, looking at the data openly, without attachment, but really owning how you feel, what's going on, and then co-creating with your partner or ex or child or teachers or hospital or whatever to say, I don't have a specific way this needs to go, but it needs to meet my values. And what are your values? And what do you need? And then that will ultimately benefit everyone.
Amazing.
Thank you. That was fun, guys. Okay, so let's move into one of our next questions. This might require a little bit of thinking. Let's see. If you are watching live, please, I've been putting in on the different platforms, ask us your questions. I would love to fire a couple of questions at our speakers. If you have a question for all of them, great. If you have a question for one, if you think I really want Dr. Larry to answer this one, put it in on Instagram or Facebook, wherever you're watching, and we will read it out. So the next question that we have is, what is a myth that you would love to debunk about parenting or raising kids? So what's a myth? Maybe something. All
I
right.
think Larry wants to go first.
The myth I would pick is the word misbehavior. That almost always there's another better way to look at what's going on, to look under the surface. And it's an unmet need in the child that's driving what they did. It's an emotion that's overloaded. It's something perfectly normal, like a toddler dropping food off the high chair. They're doing a gravity experiment. And it's not just normal, it's wonderful, and yet it's not naughty. And yet, of course, we need them to not put food on the floor. So we need to respond to it. But if we don't think of it as naughty and misbehavior, we're way ahead. And there was a mom who said, oh, I call it missed behavior. It's like, what's that? It's like, well, I missed the earlier behavior before they did the thing that was wrong or hurtful or whatever. I missed it. I missed that they were looking for connection. I missed that they wanted me to get on the floor and play. I missed tuning into them. And I just thought that is fabulous.
Wow.
Wow.
That's really good.
Love that.
Did you know about that, Diana? Missed?
No, I love that. And I'm using that from now on as well. Thank you, ladies. Whoever shared that with us. Love it.
That's gold. Okay, who's got another
Gold.
myth? A myth that they would like to debunk or... Yes, Abigail.
I think that something I'd love to debunk is this idea that parenting should come naturally, that you should know how to do this, that love is enough. You can love food, and that doesn't make you an incredible chef. You know, this is an art form. There's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of lived experience you're going to need. You're learning your people, none of whom have ever existed before. Do you know? Like, it doesn't really matter who else has written all these books and knows everything. Like, that's all brilliant and wonderful information, but you also have to synthesize it for yourself and your people. And so take all of that beauty and amazingness and know that this is the first time you're having to learn this about people who have never existed before. So give yourself some grace and understand that it really is an art form, and that there's no amount of love in the world that is going to like smooth everything over. There's much to learn, and it's okay to have to learn it. There's really no other way. And especially if you have a complex family, it's harder to do calculus than it is to do addition and subtraction. So the more complexities you have in your family, the more you have to learn. And that's okay. That's what we're here for. Like, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Who's going to go next?
I can go next.
Arisha, great.
So the biggest myth that I am working on with my book as well is to debunk the idea that divorce itself is what hurts kids. But it's not actually the divorce that hurts the kids. It's how people do divorce. It's how the parents interact with each other. It's how parents, leave their kids to process their emotions all alone, that they see that the grief that a kid is experiencing is actually trauma. No, those are emotions that they need to be with and help their kid process. So that's okay. So I think it's really important that parents really work to empower themselves to do divorce in such a way that they can help their kids move through it. And then it can actually be one of those big moments of resiliency that they can take with them. And it helps them, develop more flexibility and adaptability. And it opens up their world for different perspectives. It doesn't have to be a trauma or bad for kids if parents really do the work to divorce in such a way that's very intentional and caring and maintains that security that kids really need into homes.
Yeah, wow. Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, Jamie Lynn, do you have something?
Oh, for sure. So it's just that it's supposed to be a certain way, right? That like when my family looks like this, when I have these skills, when my kids stop, no, that's a myth. Now, your family is beautiful now. You are a good parent now, and you have really good kids now.
Okay, everyone just absorb that.
Absorb that.
Really good. Did that feel really good to anyone else?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jamie Lynn. That was brilliant. Okay, guys, we have a question that has come through. Diana, are you ready?
Yeah. So somebody had put in the comments, is it too late for my child? I haven't been peaceful or emotionally intelligent parenting. This is relatively new to them. So thoughts, feedback for parents that are relatively new to this concept and still working on it.
Yeah, this is the perfect place to be, because you're right in the mess. And so this is where you get to show your kids, one, how to do repair, right? Like, whoo, I've been botching this. And two, how to be in the muddy middle, right? So this is where you get to show what it's like to have both that gentle compassion, I'm doing the best I can, and that strong compassion, I'm growing new skills.
I love that.
And your kids are never too old to learn. Even if they're grown, they're still watching you.
I love that muddy middle. Be in the muddy middle. Never too late. Who else wants to contribute? Is it too late? We've been parenting.
Yeah, I think it's such a simple answer that it's never too late, that it's not too late. There's a great concept from attachment research, which is called earned autonomy. And the idea is that when we grow up with a big loss and a big trauma in our young lives, and we haven't processed it, we haven't shared it and talked about it enough and recovered from it, then it's very hard to provide security to our children. But it's not a matter of what happened to us. It's a matter of what we do with it. And so it's like, we were hearing earlier about the story we tell. It's if we then work on that and we work on ourselves and we have compassion and we heal and we grieve and we recover, then we develop the ability to provide security to our children and, of course, to ourselves.
Yeah, great. Okay. Anyone else? Yeah, Arisha.
I'm just going to jump on top of that one and to add that security or our attachment styles or our attachment patterns are actually on a continuum, which means it's never too late. Even if you're an adult who is starting to become more aware of your own, attachment pattern wounding from your own childhood, even today in this moment, you can move from insecure to more secure, which means that your kids can do the same. And so the moment like today, start implementing some of these strategies that you're learning today, and your kids will be able to move with you and to move also towards more security from here on out. And so building this awareness, I think, is also modeling that, we can change and we can adapt. And our brain is, our brain's natural plasticity allows us to continue to learn and to grow and to heal and to be more secure within ourselves. So our kids are definitely able to do that.
Yeah. I would
Wow.
also just add that, it's beautiful to be able to see the places that we want to grow, but kind of like what Jamie Lynn was saying earlier, even if you're like, oh, shoot, I haven't been doing this, there are plenty of things you have been doing. And there are plenty of things you have been doing really, really well for many, many years. So if now there are some things you want to do better, great. You are going to learn better. You're going to do better. Awesome. But let's not throw out all the amazingness of what you have done for your children all these years, because I'm sure there's plenty of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so we have another question that's come through. This might be our final one. We just have a couple of minutes left. My community in the real world doesn't parent like this. How do I sustain it? Who's ready?
I can speak to that.
Yeah.
I think that's a really great question. And, it is true that we are deeply influenced by the people around us. And there have been many studies on this. And I think that what the real question is, can you get in line in authenticity with yourself and with what your family needs?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever that is, then you find that community. And sometimes people think like it has to be your community of where you physically live. And that has not been my experience. I've been running a virtual community for 7 years now. And there are many parents in that community that don't have immediate lived, but there's always something great, right? So like I was saying about the other parent, like there's going to be some, maybe you're part of a church community where you live that's really wonderful and gives lots of things to your kids that are fantastic, but they parent really differently than how you feel your children need or you need. So you find a virtual community or another physical community where you can do that and you still take advantage of this. You can have more than one circle in your life. And so I would just invite you to know that I think it's a really smart question and that you will find a community. And you can find a community that does deeply mirror your values and helps you find your own values. And it doesn't need to be physical.
Yeah. And another way to have it not be physical there is people who are imaginary, people who have died, people who are historical figures, fictional characters. My parents have passed away, and when they were alive, they were a wonderful support to me. And now that they've passed away, they're even better because they never question or criticize or wonder or forget, because I can call on them with the very best of them, which was real. And that can be with me anytime I want it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Okay, thank you. Arisha, do you have 30 seconds to add to something?
30 seconds. I would say that one of the things that can come up, and belonging is so important. And so this is a valuable question because we want to belong within our community. And so, how do we see ourselves as different, and how do our kids see themselves as being parented differently than maybe at their friends' houses? And I think this is an opportunity to talk to your kids about the reality of different values in the world, and that this isn't, it's okay, and this is a reflection of that people have different opinions and different values and different styles, and that they're going to experience something in their own home that may be different in their friend Joey's home, and that's okay too, and not one is right or different, they're just different. So I think it can be confusing for a kid, and I see that often even in two households, between co-parents, but this happens in real life, so I think within your own home, you can use it as, I call it, and I think a lot of people do, these teachable moments, these gems that, fall into our lap, that we can actually use it to foster more learning. And then your kid is going to, develop their own sets of values as they grow up.
Yeah. That was just so insightful, I think, and something that we can all resonate with. I think all of you have shared so many little golden nuggets, I like to call them, of wisdom, just things that bring us back, to home in our parenting. So I want to thank you all for your time on this roundtable today. It's been absolutely wonderful. Diana and I are very, very grateful. And we want to say a very quick thank you to everyone who's been watching along online. Our team in the background has picked 2 winners for our prizes. We have 2 prizes to give away. And one of the prizes is, here we go, a copy of my book, which is called From Chaos to Connection. And this is all around how emotionally intelligent parenting raises kind, confident, resilient kids. So this is a bestseller when it came out just last year. So that's very exciting. So we have 1 winner for the book, and then we're also giving away a VIP all access pass to the summit. So you get absolutely everything in this wonderful bundle of resources, courses, classes, replays. And so I'm going to check my spreadsheet. My team has sent it through. We have, so the VIP all access pass, this is going to Colleen Keating. I think you were watching along on Facebook, if I'm correct. So congratulations, Colleen. And the copy of my book goes to Mercedes Rummel. I'm not sure where you were watching along, but Mercedes. So Colleen and Mercedes, please send us a direct message on whatever platform you are watching. Hopefully you're still watching there. We'll try and put that information in the live after. We'll try and put it in the comments or something, or reach out to you. So congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much, everyone. Please make sure you stay tuned. We have 2 more roundtables in this summit. We have it on day 4 and day 5. So keep an eye out, same time of the day, wherever you are, same time for those. And also in the next 2 days, so day 2 and day 3, Diana and I are hosting a live session just like this. I can see Marissa has said congratulations. So thank you guys. Please celebrate for the winners. That is really kind. That's really wonderful. Thank you everyone, to our speakers. We loved it, and we hope that everyone grabs a free ticket, comes along to the summit, watches your sessions, and takes away something really special. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having this.
Take care.
It was so fun.
Thanks guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.